cheese crunchy and milk.
It's a good word, people. If you're watching this, hell, if you're listening to it, it's me and me alone. Never done that before. But here we are. I got to do it. Box ain't here this week, Ant's not here this week, and I didn't want to go another week without an episode. So I said, fine. We're using new stuff to do it anyway. I might as well just do it by myself, get a feel for it, see how it works. Let's see how it goes down. So just like we do everything, I promise you, I'm about to do everything like everything. So here, enjoy this, I guess if you will, cold open. And that's just me. Well, just me. But I just celebrated my birthday last Saturday, and I thought that was I don't know. It was the day before it. I was super like glum. I was like, nah, I'm not really feeling this one because it's the last year of my 40s. About to be an old. No, I'm not. I don't want to throw out old no more because people who are old have earned that title, and we should respect them for it. I am middle aged. But I was just like, man, 49, what the fuck? 49 ain't gonna be nothing to celebrate or whatever about. And I really was just kind of whatever about it. But as soon as my birthday hit, I was just like, hell yeah, I made it. Once more. So whenever I wish people happy birthday, I always say, congratulations on another trip around the sun. Because I think it's I don't know. I think it's pretty dope that that's how we measure years in on our planet, and that is by a loop around the solar center, which is the sun. And so I hit my birthday, and I was just like, that's pretty dope, man. You did it again, man. I'm alive and well. I got a lot of good friends, and my lady, and my kids, and my mom, and my brother, my sister. Folks that showed me love, which is dope. People who showed me love the next day, which is dope because they feel weird. They're like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry I missed your birthday." I'm like, "Don't." I am grateful that you thought of me, and that's just what it comes down to. And so I really end up having a real dope birthday, and if you are a patron, you got to see a gift I bought myself, which was a copy of a game we'll talk about later. But my son, my oldest son, no disrespect to my youngest, but I just want to get props for where it's due, came through with the fresh DualSense. You know what I'm saying? That's the PlayStation 5 sticks, if you didn't know. But he came through with these shiny ass blue John, and it's really pretty, and I really enjoy it. Ooh, I almost hit the PlayStation button, and how dope, because I got a new game and I need new sticks because I have the original sticks that came with my PlayStation, which is starting to suffer from drift. So I needed some new sticks when we playing a new game. My lady is in the chat throwing up all kinds of emojis. Thank you, baby, for watching me on Twitch, apparently. So this is on Twitch. Like I said, this is new. We are going forward. Our show will roll live on both Twitch. We have a Twitch. We just kind of stopped using it, and on YouTube. The YouTube one is a little more easy to for me to take care of because it's it's there. It's just YouTube. I go in there and I can make a show disappear. I can make it. You know what I'm saying? You can do the same in Twitch, but it's bothersome. It's busy, and so whatever. But if you want to see what we do on here, you can officially now. It's just a part of the situation, and I hope you fuck with it. And if you don't, I don't care. Because you can still listen to it if you are a listening type, enjoy. And if you're a watching type, here I am in the crib, but you can't see behind me because it's lightweight a mess back there. You don't want to see it, but also I like the background. I made that background. Yeah, check that out. I hope you enjoyed the intro. The intro is the intro I use on YouTube videos, and also you wait for the end there. I tweaked the out a little bit, so it's a good time to be had there. I was talking about my birthday. I'm like, what the hell was I talking about? But me and my lady Vanessa got up and went on a cake hustle. We went to go run and look for me a cake. So I wanted the cake, but I just didn't know what kind of cake I wanted. So we drove around looking, going places, trying to find what cake was going to suit my Look, if you don't know, I am super into cake. And so I'm very, very persnickety about it. I'm picky as fuck. I know it. And so we went riding about trying like, which cake are we gonna bang with? Found one that I thought was lovely, looks nice on the outside, ended up tasting great too. So it was a good time to be out there too. I'm saying, and so I'm now 49 years old. This is my last year of my 40s. I'll be 50 next year. Wild to think about. 2025, man, that's crazy. But everything's like my lady Vanessa will be 40 next year. I'll be 50 next year. My kid will turn 18 next year. He will graduate high school next year. He'll start college next year. It's like so much. It's a 2025, and Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. We'll have one President Kamala Harris holding it down come January of 2025. 2025 could be amazing, and I'm super excited for that. But I'm also like just gonna pace myself and ride one more time around the old solar, one more time around Sol, the old sun there, and I'm gonna enjoy it and live this life as best one can. I think that's what's up, y'all. Let me give you some lyrics. This week, lyrics is a little different. We're not gonna rap. I'm not gonna try to sing these songs this either. But I'm gonna read you some lyrics. And it might not sound as good as it definitely certainly won't sound as good as what they were when they're actually sung. And I'll tell you to go listen to them, but we'll talk about it after the fact. There was a man I knew who was smooth as smooth can be. His music, his smile, and his sweet, sweet melody. Do you recall that mentor and the voice with the velvet touch? I'll never forget how he moved us all so much. Do you remember that special one, very special one? I do remember how much he's done, how much the man has done. I can still hear his sweet song, Silky, Silky Soul Singer. The man was smooth as silk as he danced across the floor. That rhythm, that style made you want to see much more. And most of all, was inside was a heart as pure as gold. I do believe that magic lives and never can grow old. Welcome to this episode 550, and no, it's not a New Balance. I'm your host, Leonard Terror 713, and that's what you got this week, baby. Me. Hope you can deal with it. If you don't like it, if you are huge box and or Ant fans, and I am neither of those gentlemen, it is okay if you say I'm good. But if you fuck with me a little bit, hang with me, man. We're gonna do some things. First, we're gonna talk about this. Those lyrics are from the song Silky Silky Soul Singer, Maze featuring Frankie Beverly. We lost Frankie Beverly this week, and we also lost James Earl Jones, but I'm talking about Frankie. And the reason I chose that song is, one, it's a beautiful song, but it's like I found it so, I don't know, interesting that his lyrics, that he made this song. This song was made as a memorial, in memoriam for Marvin Gaye, but it fits him like a glove. I'm saying that smooth, silky soul singer. If you are, I'm not gonna say all black people, but I mean, I'm just gonna be real with you. Black people in America, get you down with them some Frankie Beverly and Maze. You know what I'm saying? You going to the function, the cookout, the whatever, the family reunion, the who knows what. Something of Frankie Beverly gonna be on deck. And we love that, and we celebrate his life. And I'm just I got a couple articles, as always. You know how to get down. A couple articles. I kind of just told you about my birthday. So look, it'll be weird this week in that I'll read you a couple articles. We'll probably just jump over to him on the assholes, and I'm not gonna be able to get answers about who thinks people are assholes. So it's up to you, the listener, to decide if these motherfuckers is assholes. So consider it. You know what I'm saying? This article is from, it's an opinion piece they market. Elizabeth Wellington of the Philadelphia Inquirer is on the byline. Every celebration of Black culture ends with Frankie Beverly's Before I Let Go. The Philadelphia-born singer's iconic tune packs a river of emotion, sadness, hope, joy, pain, and love into the song, signaling to all who hear it, it's okay, it's time to go home. When the DJ spins Frankie Beverly Amazes Before I Let Go, we all know it's time to go home. That's hilarious. Take the last sip, grab your coat, dap your friends. The lights are about to come on. Yet there's still time for one easy two-step or electric slide, one final joyful get down before the birthday celebration, wedding reception, or repast is over. I'm telling you, man, Frankie Beverly got burned at all events in Black people. We get down with the get down with man Frankie Beverly. Before I Let Go is a one-of-a-kind cultural treasure. In a little over 5 minutes, Beverly, who died September 10th, packs a river of emotion, that's not what you just wrote, but I'll read it to you anyway. Packs a river of emotion, sadness, hope, joy, pain, and love in this iconic tune. His moans are sweetly layered over jazzy strings and drums in a way that, in such a way, he sounds as if he's crying. Beverly is indeed pleading, not for someone to stay, but that he finds the strength to let go, move on, grow, change. We cry with him. Our hands lift in unison at the opening line. You make me happy. That's facts. The love is palpable as the last dancers on the floor get lost in the night's final groove. Then we let go and we go home. Beverly, that is the power of Before I Let Go. Beverly, the Philadelphia-born band leader who grew up in Germantown, found stardom in San Francisco and had no idea that Before I Let Go would be the heartfelt jammy jam it's become. He wrote it back in 81. It's the only song on Maze's Live in New Orleans album that is a studio recording. It was released on the B-side. In a 2020 Essence magazine article, Beverly said Before I Let Go was written as a slow drag, but when he started practicing in the studio, the tempo picked up. The song, he said, is about a breakup. I was seeing some lady, but I was just with someone else, and we broke up, he told Essence. And it got kind of hard because I wasn't with the woman I wanted to be with, and I couldn't stay with the woman I was with. Wow. Eventually, Beverly said he found the strength to let go. We are all faced with the dilemma, letting go of people, ideals about others and ideals about ourselves is excruciating. The path is tough. Similarly, in the moments before we leave a good time, we want to hold on to the fantasy and keep dancing before we return to the reality of the daily grind. We need this last dance before we let go. A good DJ will give it to us every time. Before I Let Go was Beverly's most enduring song, yet it wasn't a crossover hit, peaking at 13 on the Billboard R&B chart in 81. Beyonce breathed new life into it when she covered it for her 2019 album Homecoming, adding cameos Candy as a pulsating backdrop. I love both songs, but I wasn't a fan of Beyonce's version. Why mess with perfection? In time, however, I softened. It was a brilliant ad. Homecoming is a celebration of Black culture, and every celebration of Black culture ends with Before I Let Go. That said, Beverly's catalog is a banger, full of songs that elicit the kind of joy that starts deep in your soul and flowers at the end of your fingertips. The first chords of Happy Feelings pep me up. I feel connected to Black culture when Beverly croons, "We are one." Silky Soul, Beverly's ode to Marvin Gaye, reminds me of my 8th grade dance. Golden Time of Day is a beauty about sunset that sparks tears. Joy and Pain, Beverly's version, and Rob Bass's hip hop cover make me dance in my car when WDAS plays it. Oh, it must be a radio station in Philly. We haven't had any pop records yet, Beverly told the Inquirer in 2004 article about Frankie Beverly and Maze's legacy. We never crossed over, but look at us and the music we've done. We're still here. Fans have worried for a while that each of Beverly's concerts would be his last. He held on, as did his fans. In May, the 6,000 block of Norwood Street in Germantown was named Frankie Beverly Way. In July, he performed at the Dell Music Center as part of his final concert tour. I'm so glad that Beverly, one of Philadelphia's most unsung musical treasures, got a chance to make sure he was right before he let go. God bless. That is fantastic. that was a great one. That was such a well written piece, but also, like I say, it just comes back around to what I was saying as I was just discussing, man. Mace, you're Frankie Beverly, something real special, man. And if you know, you know. I always try to bring a little good news about the great state of Ohio, and I thought this was pretty cool. This from Scene Mark Opera on the byline. April's solar eclipse brought in roughly $25 million across the region, Destination Cleveland says. But will those 6 minutes convince out-of-towners to move here? How stupid. Those 6 minutes in spring, wherein the moon engulfed the sun, lured hundreds of thousands of sky watchers to grassy fields and urban rooftops across the region. And all those visitors seeking meaning and joy in those fleeting dim minutes brought in quite a load of cash, $25 million to be exact. A dozen celestial events, from NASA's Total Eclipse Fest on the lake to Lorraine's own solar eclipse viewing party, brought in tens of millions in spending on hotels, food, transportation, and shopping. Destination Cleveland announced on Wednesday. Hotel stays, which were a hot commodity in downtown Cleveland, made up the huge chunk of that money. And Airbnbs, with some running as much as $2,000 to 3 stacks a night. Get out of here. Every county in the region saw occupancy rates spike 80% on the average on April 7th and 8th, compared with the same dates in 2023. But as was the case after the 2016 Republican National Convention and the World Series that followed, such figures speak to a greater implications than just money spent. Region-wide spectacles worthy of years-long planning help convey needed PR for Cleveland as this city continues to sell itself nationally as a viable place to move, to escape unreachable home prices or ongoing climate concerns. Being in path of totality in Cleveland in the national spotlight, Destination Cleveland CEO David Gilbert wrote in a release. That and the NCAA Final Four championship that ran concurrently with the eclipse festivities, Gilbert added, has a direct and lasting impact on how people perceive Cleveland. But will those 6 minutes of celestial magic nudge out-of-towners to buy into Cleveland's somewhat promising future? A lot has been written about Cleveland's promise as a climate haven city, or how its apparent leadership is in the office conversion uptick will lead to population spikes. But pinning down moves tied to specific high-profile events is a lot harder, even impossible, to ascertain. Just as it is to pin that $25 million solely on actions of tourists. I've got to state this honestly. 95% of our attendance was Clevelanders, said Mike Miller, the owner of Music Box Supper Club, which hosted its own rooftop eclipse party. Though Miller sold tickets, $125 a pop, to 300 rooftop partygoers, such a small fraction of those, he said, went to people living outside of Cuyahoga County. The upshot is that Music Box's unique vantage point of a once-in-a-lifetime event sells, in Miller's mind, the notion of partying on the river to those that don't do it on the regular. That multiplier effect could increase downtown Cleveland as downtown Cleveland attracts more private development, a la Bedrock's $2 billion neighborhood south of Tower City, or Mayor Bibb's pursuit of a North Coast lakefront plan. I mean, we see it all the time. One concert for us always leads to 10 concerts, Miller said. And do people move here? And do those people move here? Yes, sometimes they do. What's up, Otaku, man? $5,000. Good to see you, bro, in the chat. You follow the Twitch. I don't even use the Twitch, bro. So thank you for getting on that. We got to pop it on the YouTube too. It's our first time doing it live, and nobody else can do the show this week, so I got to do it by myself. But thanks for jumping in the chat, man. Good to have you with me. That's what's up with the Eclipse. Did well by us, but if you listen to the show, you probably do listen to What's the Tea. But Nick Jew was What's the Tea came back this week after the little summertime hiatus, and Nick told about her visit to Cleveland and how much she enjoyed it. And I tell people all the time, bro, you got to come here to appreciate it. I realize it's in Ohio, and Ohio comes with a bunch of JD Vans. That sucks, but it's a great town. It's a great state. Well, this part of the state, if I can carve out just Northeast Ohio, is really dope. And I'm telling you right now, if you came here, you'd love it. I'm not saying you might move here, but I'm saying you'd have a great time. And I think that's pretty dope. So consider it. You know what I'm saying? That's how we get down in the land. I got to save the Frankie Beverly story, so we'll leave that up. But like I said, man, I had a dope birthday. That's really kind of what went down for my week. I It was lovely. I had a couple of days off from work, and always nice. It's not my job's not challenging in any way, shape, or form. It is my job is it's a gig. You know, we hustle it. I've been there for 22 years this year, and so I do it, and I do it well, and I do it well enough to have been there for 22 years. I'll say that. You know what I'm saying? And I like it, and it does okay, and as far as paying the bills and stuff like that. What's up, Big Chaffee in the building? AP. So I'm never really like, oh my god, I gotta have some time off of work because it's just not how I get down. But it's always nice to have a couple of days off. You know what I'm saying? So I had to give myself a 4-day weekend. I took the Friday off and I took that Monday off, and it was vibes because, of course, I copped the game we'll talk about in the entertainment section. And I have not stopped playing it. In fact, man, look. Now, this is technically my partner Vanessa's. I bought it for Mother's Day. That is, of course, the PlayStation Portal. But had me playing dang Astro a little bit today over here at my desk to get down because I like I said I really dig. We'll talk about that like I said further a little bit. What else happened on my birthday? Oh. So, again, nothing to do with anything, but I might as well tell the story. So, of course, my birthday. So the day before my birthday, the 6th. I mean, I was like, yo, I got to get out here and re-up my registration on the car. And this year was a whole new picture license situation. Man, I can give you watch for that in the mail. Well, I guess it'll be a week tomorrow, so I guess maybe it'll probably be around that time. But yeah, I had to get new L's this year. And I go in there with all the paperwork because, you know, you got to have all the paperwork in the world to get a, what's it called? I don't know, compliant ID, whatever the hell they call that shit now. You know, the government made you really tweak some things to say your license type. But turns out because I had done it last time, I didn't need all the paperwork this time. The gold star that's on my license, they was like, oh, you straight. And so, oh, okay, that's cool. So I got a new license, and look, this left eye is terrible. Years ago, I suffered what's called a neuropathy in it, and so if you look at my eye like a circle, and cut it into fours, the lower left fourth does nothing. It's just blind, straight up, like it's there, like this right here. I can see my finger. 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 I cannot see my finger right there. Just gone from view. It's wild. But so I go to do my vision test, and I'm like, bruh, cannot read the damn lines on my left eye. And she's like, yeah, mono vision. I go, not officially, but I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna go see the eye doctor soon, and we're gonna get some decisions made about what to call this eye at this point because it's kind of lightweight worthless. But it's not, because I can see out of it. I just can't see perfect out of it. This eye's a good eye. So I can't be losing my only guy. You know what I'm saying? It's my good eye. My good eye. So we'll see how this all plays out. But, bro, that was a wild situation to get done. But I got my L's, got the new sticker for the car. Oh, in the great state of Ohio, if you are a listener from the great state of Ohio, y'all, they let you do 8-year licenses now. It's been 4 years forever, but they let me do an 8-year license. So of course, I was like, take the bread, give me all 8 years. So the picture will be on my license is going to be this version of the 48-year-old version of T for the next 8 years. And I'm okay with that because I think that's pretty dope that we can let that ride. Let's see. Got the license, did that. Got the cake. We told you about that. Got the sticks. You know what I'm saying? We out here gaming. You know what it is. I think that's about it, y'all. That's about all I can tell you about my existence. And again, the homies ain't here. So I'm sorry you don't get a whole little bit of a first up is always Tatum and story time with Lunchbox. You did get some tea time. Well, I guess I don't even need to do the fake because I actually have tea right here. Pink is out, nigga, because it's classy. And let's get to these Reddit situations. So each week we head to the mean streets of Reddit, deep down into the subreddit that is Am I the Asshole? And I read a few of these stories and we decide if these people are assholes. The we this week is me and you, the listener. So do what you will. We have 3 this week. Am I the asshole for screaming at my father and his wife and refusing to stop until I said what I needed to? Am I the asshole for telling my parents they owe my husband a real and heartfelt apology? Oh, wait a minute. Man, that's written weird. Okay, I'm going to read you like it's written. Am I the asshole for telling my parents they owe my husband a real and heartfelt apology to my husband if they ever want to be invited to anything? I feel like that extra to my husband was already handled by that first my husband in that sentence. I could be wrong, and if I am, my apologies. Let's see. Am I the asshole for taking kids am I the asshole for taking kids to dinner when my wife had left food out for them? We're just gonna do them in the order I read them to you, y'all. Normally I let somebody vote on the situation. But again, I'm by myself. Sorry. Am I the asshole for screaming at my father and his wife and refusing to stop until I said what I needed to? This is by user Ice Necessary 785. I, 16 female, live with my father, his wife, and my 2 step siblings and half sibling. My parents divorced when I was 3, and I last saw my mom when I was 6. She lost custody of me because she's mentally ill, and her whole family is. My father was awarded primary custody of me, which became sole custody over time. I really only remember one visit with my mom, and she was really sick. We know her parents, her 4 siblings, and all hers suffered with their mental health, and likely the same one. It's also believed that her great-grandparents were mentally ill too, but she never knew them. I never knew anyone in her mentally ill, but she never knew. I never knew anyone in her family. Okay, that's what's up. My father and his wife met when I was 5, and we lived together when I was 6. And they got married my father met his wife when I was 5, and we lived together when I was 6, and they got married when I was 7. She wanted to adopt me, but I said no. My mother pays child support and has never missed a payment, according to my grandpa. My father and his wife like to ignore my mental health and the family's history of genetic component to mental illness. They like to pretend my father's wife is my mother, and they don't want me talking about my mom. I still do. It pisses them off. I bring up the mental health reasons, and they tell me nurture is more important than nature. They tell me I'm dismissing my father's wife's influence and place in my life, and how I have 2 parents in my home. I shouldn't worry about someone who didn't love me enough to get herself together. I told them mental illness isn't that straightforward. They told me to focus on my real mom, meaning my father's wife. I don't call her stepmom because of how dismissive she is about my mental health. I don't call her my stepmom. Okay, I don't call her my stepmom because of how dismissive she is of my mental health. Same reason my father is my father. Same reason my father is my father and not my dad. Okay. My grandma never liked my mom, so she's with them. But grandpa's on my side. He also kept in touch with mom secretly and checks in on her. I know I'm mentally ill. I already have some stuff going on. I told my father, and he brushed it off. It's me imagining things, which I said, yeah, and that's my problem. But he doesn't want to hear it. His wife doesn't want me to talk about it when her kids are in the house. So basically never. They saw me researching my mom's name online last week and told me to drop it and stop disrespecting my real mom, the woman who raised me and is the reason I am who I am. They said I keep looking for ways to push her away, and I lost it. I started screaming that she's not my mom. She will never be my mom. She did not pass her DNA on to me, and it's not her medical history that's relevant to mine. I told them she can't save me from mental illness, that they can't ignore the problem and think it won't happen. They tried to stop me, but I kept going until I made it very clear how angry I was and how I would blame them if it got so bad it was harder to treat. They were madder than I ever saw them, especially because the other kids were in the house and heard everything. Am I the asshole? So, no. Clearly, this woman, we'll go for it. You got to be grown and kind of raise yourself. Fuck it, you a woman. Is not the asshole. Step parenting is a wild situation. My lady is my kid's step parents, has been for a very long time. It's going to come to a point where she will have been in there in my youngest kid's life longer than his mother was. The math will just math at some point, and that fucking sucks. But it doesn't suck because it means they've had somebody, a maternal figure of some sort, not super maternal. Because, like I said, step parenting is wild, but it's sad that this man is not doing what needs to be done to fucking take care of his child's mental health needs. And that really, really stinks. Let's see what some of the comments say. Not the asshole. And I lost it, started screaming that she's not my mom. She'll never be my mom. She didn't pass her DNA on me. Well, okay. You know where we were at. Your dad and stepmom are not being real. As soon as you turn 18, leave and don't look back. I'm not saying that. Because their thought process might be just a little whatever. And oftentimes you'll have people just lean on hope. You know what I'm saying? Just be like, I gotta hope for the best. And case in point, people who are always late are working on hope that they won't be. They shouldn't, because as the old English phrase goes, it's the hope that kills you. But it's hopeful. But she has a grandpa in her corner and maybe speaking with him and be like, look, bro, I know that I am suffering something right now and I probably need to be medicated and looked into. And my parents is on some bullshit right now. Please lend an assist. Oh, the OP actually responded to that. It's one of the few things I think about regularly, leaving and never coming back and making sure I follow up on the stuff I need to. Another thing is this child may not understand and maybe is not fully aware. And I don't know if they're from the States. So, it may not be the same where they are. But 16, you can go make your own doctor's appointment. You can go see a physician, call upon a shrink. If you know your insurance information, you can do that. You don't need to kick with your parents for most things. And so if possible, I might write to this person, which I don't normally do. I don't really get involved in these things, but I know what it is to have a child with a mental health disorder. And so maybe that's just my mindset is to reach out and help this person as best I can. I hope, and probably somebody already has, but I might. And if I do, I'll let you know if I did. But no, clearly not the asshole, in my opinion. If you have an opinion that differs, let us know. Second one up. I'm the asshole for telling my parents they owe my husband a real and heartfelt apology to my husband if they ever want to be invited to anything. This is from Electronic Gap 8591. It's the user who wrote this. I, 27 female, met my husband, Jamie, 27 male, in high school. He was the boy with a bad reputation for dumb shit. And dumb shit, I mean, not stuff he did, but stuff he didn't do, like going home or having an adult around him. His mom was an addict who didn't let him come home before 12 a.m. on any given night. So he'd spend his time in different places, which made adults think poorly of him. By the time people realized it was because he had a crappy mother, they judged him for her actions. My parents were some of those judgmental people. They'd see him out past dark and make comments. They were awful when Jamie and I started dating. I told them they considered themselves Christian and should be more understanding and welcoming of someone who didn't have a good home life. They'd say he wasn't trying, like he could do anything about his mom. They judged him for not going to college. They deemed him lazy for not going. They judged him lazy for not going, even though he had held a job until he was 14. He held a job until he was 14? I think she means he has held a job since 14. With the help of the couple he worked for, went to trade school. My parents were so shitty about it all that we didn't talk for a whole year. I've been there too. Then they reached out via my sibling to apologize to me, and they appeared to accept Jamie and realized they had been wrong about him. Jamie always got along with my siblings, but he started to get along with my parents too, and it was nice. We got married 2 years ago and welcomed our first baby together in June. Last month we had a fight. We had a big fight. Why They showed that they kept their. Why did you have a big fight? This woman's writing. Last month we had a big fight. They showed that they kept their opinions to themselves for the long, but they never saw Jamie as a good person. They always saw him as trash. And it all started because Jamie was alone with the baby for an entire day, and they were horrified. What? I trust him to watch our child, as one should. It's his child without me there. They spewed such hateful things about Jamie that aren't true. He's an amazing dad and husband. He's not his mother. He has never been in trouble with the law. So the fact they spoke about him like he was some criminal, I was so pissed. I kicked them out and told them I was done with them. We're still good with my siblings, which is where this post is taking us. We started talking Christmas, and Jamie and I said we'd host them. My mom was trying to get my siblings to ask me if I'd come to Christmas dinner at their house with the baby. One sibling said Jamie and I were hosting. Upon learning that, my mom took said sibling's phone and called and asked me how I could leave them uninvited. I told them if they ever want to be invited to anything again, they will truly reflect on their actions and words and make a real and heartfelt apology to Jamie. But that is okay. Whew, that's me stumbling. But that is the only way. It has to be real and to him and not me. I then hung up on my mom. My parents are now claiming I'm trying to blackmail them. Of course they are, because they're bitches. Which I don't think they truly know what that means. In a text, I assume from my mom, accused me of being disrespectful to my parents and saying you can't demand an apology. I can't? Bet y'all can. That's one of those situations, just bet. We'll see who's apologizing and why. Idiots. In my opinion, of course, not the asshole. No, you're not the asshole. Your parents do owe your husband an apology. And that's wild. This notion that male parents, I guess, aren't supposed to take care of their children is stupid dumb to me. It's like, bruh, again, I have 2 children. Have been very involved in their lives since the word go. God have been fed my oldest son, all the time when just because like his mom had of course had a C-section and was breastfeeding him, but like within 6 weeks of her breastfeeding her, she ended up having to have her gallbladder removed. Meaning she was hospitalized for a stretch. Meaning I had to feed that baby some of the breast milk we had in store, but eventually, my man had to move over to formula. And I would wake up and feed him at night because she was healing and she needed to. And so I would, and it's nothing to it. And I'm not bragging about it. I'm just letting you know, men take care of their kids. And it's weird that society seems to not think we do. And be like, oh, are you going to babysit? No, I'm not babysitting. They're my kids. I'm watching my children, kicking it with my kids. Fuck out of here. It's weird that they would have gotten upset with her for her husband watching his child. Dumb. Let's take a look at some of the comments. Not the asshole. Your parents clearly don't know their place. They claim to be Christian, but don't appear to know the basic foundation of how a marriage works. When you and your spouse married, you became one. So by them insulting him, they're insulting you. It isn't their place to chime in with their baseless opinion unless you ask for their advice first. If they want to be right fighters, let them fight that war alone. Trust me, the stress and anxiety over this isn't worth it. Let them simmer, and hopefully they'll come around. If they don't, your heart will go on. I like that. Scroll down. Not the asshole. He's your family now, along with your precious child. It's horrible that your parents actually voiced that they don't think he's trustworthy enough to be left alone with his child. Horrible. I think you already have learned that this is how they feel. They may be able to pretend for a bit, but their opinion of him is set in stone. And Christian must be a different guy than the one I talked to. God, do you think people still do that? That's how you know I'm old. I just did a snap in a Z formation. Come on, my nigga, and I accept it. I accept it. That's facts. That's just what it is. Not an old man per se, but I'm older. You know what I'm saying? I watched Living Color. You know what I'm saying? And so that's of course where I got that from. That's maybe it made me know that I'm getting up there. I fucked up. Last one. Am I the asshole for taking kids to dinner when my wife had left food out for them. This one is like kind of recent. I'm gonna give it a refresh. Let's hope it's still there. And in fact, I'm gonna just grab it, Control C that bad boy right quick, and then refresh just in case it's gone. I can just give you a quick paste. Still there. Let it turn. I'm streaming to everything. Plus, I think Vanessa's upstairs watching something, so it's like I'm probably putting a battering on my internet. Ooh, I'm okay. We'll see. We'll see what you think. This is Johnny Boss 69 is the user who wrote this. I picked up my 3 and 5 year up from, that's what it's written, up from daycare on a night that my wife had to take our 12-year-old to practice. They were hungry when I picked them up, and I knew that. And I knew they'd like to go to dinner instead of going home. You pick them up, they're hungry. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me feed my babies. Once at the restaurant, I saw a text from my wife that she had made them plates before she left the house. But it was too late to change plans, so we stayed and ate. The dinner she had made was pretty basic. That's where you're gonna get caught out at. That's where you're gonna get caught out at. But it was dinner nonetheless. It's like unnecessary to say that. It was just dinner was made. Don't judge the meal. This is where the hate gonna come from. When my wife got back home, I told her I saw her text just a few minutes too late and we ate out. She flipped out on me for wasting her time. I told her I didn't intend to waste her time, but that didn't matter. What I did was rude. Am I rude for this? Am I the asshole? You're a bit of a butt for judging the meal. It was basic, that's unnecessary. What does that do for anything? But no, in general, I think you're fine with this. And she's just upset because I'm not saying she said it's waste her time, but I don't feel that's what she actually means. I think she feels like she had gone through the effort to already prep stuff, and it feels like it's a waste of food, if anything. You know what I'm saying? But then not really, because it's like you put them to lunch the next day. Or it's snacks. Hell, they might get a little hungry. Who knows what they ate at the restaurant? Anything. Food is food. We can take care of that. Let's see. First response says, what are we doing for dinner is a discussion pretty much every family has, pretty much every day, especially once kids start doing after school activities. If you don't currently do that, perhaps you should start. I don't think you're an asshole for not dragging your kids away from the restaurant once you were already there, but this feels a lot like you just wanted to treat your kids and didn't care what was planned at home. I can't go tell you what this feels like because I can only go with what was presented to me. And what was presented to me was, got his kids, they said they was hungry, like, fuck it, let's go eat. That's what was presented to me. This person is making assumptions, and you know what happens when you do that. It feels really off that your wife and 12-year-old were doing what we're doing for dinner never came into this whole thing. I fully disagree. Because again, I am a parent. I have 2 children. I have children that have been involved in various things. And I have picked up my kid and they've been like, I'm hungry. And I'm like, all right, let's go find something. And come home to, the other kid having already eaten what was here. It happens all the time. It's just it's a different parenting style than this person is suggesting exists. Let's see, this is what I told you. I knew somebody would be mad about it. And it was pretty basic. So she had to spend time on it. And he definitely wasn't sorry as he's on Emma the asshole trying to get sympathy. He doesn't care. He wasted her time. Again, he did not waste this woman's time. That's simply not what happened. So he doesn't value her contribution. Again, you are making large leaps to a person you don't know from a little bit of a writing about him saying he took his kids to dinner. Relax. If it were me, I'd let him start cooking more since the effort is wasted on him anyway. Y'all got to chill. This is the internet. This is somebody who's giving you what they've given you. And instead of taking what was provided for you, which was, I got my kids, my 2 youngest, my wife had my oldest, And I fed them. I fed the kids I had. She probably fed the kids she had before or after. There's no more than that. To add to that, to sprinkle on that, is to make all kinds of leaps that are just unnecessary. If you didn't know, well, you don't know because I hadn't told you, but Reddit has decided everyone sucks here. I think it's perfectly fine for his wife to be mad. She got her own feelings, and feelings are hers to be had and to be felt. I don't think he's wrong. So I don't believe this isn't everyone sucks here. I think it's, hey, shit happens. Maximum shit happens. Again, judgy about the food. It was basic. That was unnecessary. But I think he probably just wanted to embellish his writing with a little something. But it was just an unnecessary, it feels like an unnecessary dig. You know what I'm saying? So on that account is where I would say, you're a bit of a butt. But I'm not calling you an asshole. It does not rise to that occasion. Let's see. Yeah, people are lighting up about that. Yeah, it was pretty basic. And I'm telling you right now, I too am like that. Part about being pretty basic is some bullshit. Don't be judgmental about what this woman provided. Everyone sucks here. No need to flip out. It was a genuine timing mistake. But depending on how far away from home daycare is versus how far restaurant is from daycare, you knowing they want to go to dinner first is a self-serving excuse because home equals dinner also. He didn't know that because she had texted him, but she texted him in a manner that he just got it. So I'm not giving you that one. Once in the restaurant or once ordered, was it really too late to change plans? If I'm in the restaurant, it's too late. I'm not going to be all of a sudden like, I've been seated, I'm going to get up and leave. Chill out. Or were you just too lazy / stubborn? No, maybe not the right choice of words. As long as you recognize it, that's cool. To go home instead of going in to order. Sometimes waiting for food after ordering could have been similar in time to get. Sure, but you had already, like I said, you'd already been seated. You're kicking it. You waiting on food to come around. That's time at that point. Don't worry about it. Whether the dinner was basic or not is irrelevant. Facts, agree with that. But you mentioning it tells me that you are further just using it as a self-validating reason. Not saying that. I think he just was like basically trying to, like I said, tweak his little writing a little bit. I'm like, y'all taking it too. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. Relax. My man's not wrong. His wife is not wrong to be upset. And so I guess I can understand why they say everyone sucks here, but I don't think everybody sucks here. I think it's just it happens. Feel me? But that was this week's Am I the Asshole? Hope you enjoyed them. And hey, let me know who you think. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. I will gladly accept the fact that you consider me to be incorrect here. And we'll keep it moving. Last up this week, you know what it is? It's our entertainment section where I tell you what I am getting down with. Because I'm the only one here. You feel me? That kind of situation. I am watching. I finished the show, the first season of the show. Well, I don't know if it gets renewed. The first and only thus far season of the show, Sunny, on Apple TV Plus. I am unhappy with the ending because if it doesn't get a second season, it's a very unsatisfactory ending. Also, it was an ending I saw miles, I guess meters, because it is the metric system in Japan, meters out. I really saw it coming. And when I was proved right, I was like, yeah, I saw that coming. So I kind of hated that too. But all the build up to that, like the last 2 episodes, I think was pretty dope. In fact, the first 9 episodes were great. The 10th episode was just where I'm like, mid. But good show. Sunny stars Rashida Jones. What a pretty ass. And it's pretty cool. It's about, I don't even know if it's future Japan or present Japan. I'm going to say future Japan where robots is real robot-y, you know what I'm saying, and in the building. So, you know what I'm saying, you might want to go give that a look because I think it's a pretty dope show. I guess we could talk about this earlier. But anyway, for our patrons, I did We Tried this month where I tried Taco Bell's Baja Blast Gelato. And it is only gelato in that it is made with milk. There's no eggs in it and so forth and so on. It felt more sherbety than anything. but it was scrumptious. Tastes just like Baja Blast. And if you don't know, I loves me some Baja Blast. And so it was very tasty. It comes in a nice little tiny container. So nothing you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. In fact, it goes perfect. It is a perfect pairing, just like Baja Blast is, with Taco Bell. So I'm going to tell you right now, while it's available, take advantage. Go get you some of this Baja Blast gelato. Very tasty. And if you are, like I said, a patron of or want to know more about it, you can check out me giving it a try on the Patreon. I made a video using this very same setup. It was the first video I made with the setup. So that's what's up. Let's see. I told you I watched Sunny. I am playing. Got for myself, thanks to people at Sony for putting it out just in time for my birthday. Astro Boy. Astro Bot. Astro Boy is a different character. Astro Bot is the third or fourth game in that series. Let me see how many Astro Bot games. How many Astro Bot games? Because I feel like there's been the VR one, Astro Bot Rescue Mission. The one that comes installed on the PlayStation, Astro's Playroom. And now this full game, Astrobot. But I think I feel like there might have been an Astrobot game on PS3. Maybe Vita? Let's see. Team Asobi is sold the for all the games starring Astrobot. There are 5 games total in the series. Oh, let's see what the other 2 are that I'm unaware of. Number 5 is Playroom, a novel use of the PS4's camera. Okay, that's kind of dope. So 2013 release that was on the PS4, and I guess you use the camera to play with that. The Playroom VR, well, you use the PlayStation VR on the PlayStation 4, so the original PlayStation VR 1. Playroom, which is, of course, like I told you, installed on the PS5. Astrobot Rescue Mission. So wait a minute, are there 2? Oh, okay. So Playroom, which just use the camera. It's 1. Playroom VR, which use a VR helmet. Okay. Rescue Mission, which was the PSVR's flagship game, is described right here. Okay. Playroom, one of the best games on PlayStation 5 until Astrobot came out. And it is great, y'all. All kinds of high scores in reviews. And it's, in fact, the highest reviewed game this year. And it's so good. And I wonder if it's selling well, because they have not released any numbers. And the numbers I have seen have not been great. And it's because it is not a typical PlayStation gamer's type of game. It is a gamer game. And I highly recommend, like I said, when I get done with this, going right over to that couch, firing it up with these blue sticks. And I'm about to play some more. And I am just eating this game up. I love it. I let Vanessa kind of mess around with the other day, and she was like, yo, that is really, like, she was thoroughly impressed with how sensitive the controller can be for doing the various things like that. Because, like I said, no one takes advantage of this of it unless it's a PlayStation game. It's just like Nintendo, who could take full advantage of the Switch's HD Rumble. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta program to the metal in some situations, and a lot of game companies simply don't. But I wish they would, because, like I said, touching walls and feeling your controller vibrate specifically a specific way to know that, oh, that part of the wall felt different. Push on it. It's so dope. Astrobot on the PlayStation 5 is probably the best game on PlayStation 5. So take advantage. I told you I got the new sticks. I just finished right before I got on here tonight. Not Till We Are Lost. It's the newest and the latest book in the Bob. I noticed when I said it before, I don't pronounce it as well as I should. So I'm gonna take my time and pronounce it. Bob-iverse series of books. It's book 5, and it's definitely probably going to be the start of another few books. The Bob-verse series of books is a book about a software engineer named Robert Johansson, Bob, who, upon making a bunch of money, signed up to basically be frozen after death or near death to therefore be revived in the future. And that ends up happening. Gets hit by a car in Las Vegas, gets revived and wakes up like I think several hundred years later is where we start off this adventure. And we go from there. And it's very, very, very hard sci-fi, meaning the science that these books are based on, is well researched, pretty factual, as factual as science that is still in a study phase can be, and just really, really great stories. Dennis Taylor, is it Dennis Taylor? What is Buddy's name? Yes, Dennis E. Taylor. Wow, look at me. Check it out. Is the author of those books. So you should, if you are so inclined, probably give that a look. What? Well, Shop give me I'm like, why do I have notifications from Shop, but it's just telling me to go try to buy more stuff? I'm not buying more stuff, Shop app. Stop it. I didn't show you my shirt. That shirt says hot to go. You can take me hot to go. That is a shout out to when Chapel Roan, my lady, got me this shirt and a blue version of it too, because we both love us some Chapel Roan. She's not on my list of things I listen to, but you know what? I definitely did listen to some Chapel Roan this week, so I might as well add her to the list. Like I said, get down with the Bob-verse series of books. There are 5 of them. I enjoy them on Audible. I mean, if you are a person who likes to listen to their books, they're Audible exclusives. And that new one came out 2 days before my birthday. Like I had a great week. Like I said, y'all, it was on it, and I got it for free because Audible had a what do you call it? I don't know. What the hell is it called, y'all? Trial. Audible had a trial going, and it was like, "Come on, man, get you a free book." And I'm like, "Bet," and I did. I am listening to. Everybody else is calling this song. Hold on, I want to see I want to tell you what because I don't call it this. I don't fuck with it like that. I call it a different name than the internet has decided to call it. Everybody's calling this song "Watch the Party Die." Kendrick Lamar out of nowhere last night dropped another song on his Instagram, meaning it probably is not going to hit DSPs, which sucks because I need 616 in LA on DSPs like yesterday. Hopefully, maybe they'll be on this album. I don't fucking know. This is, of course, after Kendrick Lamar announced earlier in the week that he's going to be the performer of this year's, well, not this year's, but this season's Super Bowl. Fucking so dope. So he drops a song that I am referring to colloquially as Black Air Force Ones, because the art is a pair of Black Air Force Ones. I like that better than Watch the Party Die. Black Air Force Ones is what I call that song. And that song is, as all Kendrick songs are, as most Kendrick songs are. I'll give you a little wiggle, most. It's fire. And of course, people are like, look, he dissing Drake again. If you think he's dissing Drake in this song, I'm not going to call you an idiot, but I am going to think a little bit less of you. Because that's not what's going on in this song. He's talking about this industry as a whole and how it is treating hip hop right now and how he does not appreciate how it is being treated. And if you get that, you're great. Because then the song becomes like, oh man, he's talking about bloggers and influencers and what they are doing, unfortunately, what they are doing to the culture and so forth. And it's really good. Black Air Force Ones by Kendrick Lamar. It's on his Instagram. Go give that a listen. Of course, I have not stopped. I've returned to form and I'm listening to Euphoria all over again. Again, Kendrick Lamar. But hey, can't help it, bro. This is just dope. Black and Brown, Danny Brown, Apollo Brown. Yeah. Apollo Brown? Really? Wait a minute. Is that Apollo Brown? I think it is Apollo Brown. Now I think on it. Black and Brown. Sorry. There's an artist named Apollo Brown. That's not what I'm talking about. It's Black Milk and Danny Brown. And that's an EP that came out back in 2011, but I'm just talking about the specific song Black and Brown on Apollo, not Apollo, on Black and Brown, Black Milk and Danny Brown's EP. And for whatever reason, it just I don't know. I just thought about it and I was like, let me get a listen to that song. I didn't just think about it. I think it came up that they're selling a new colorway of it on Fat Beats. And it's just like, oh shit, I ain't thought about that in forever. And I went and go listen to it. And of course, that's when I'm starting to bang that song again. Waves by Joey Badass off his 1999 mixtape, which can I see is right here. This one, Delvin of the Delvin Cox Experience and Cadillac Omar's son, Delvin Jr., has a great YouTube channel. You should be fucking with it. And he was discussing J. Cole's song about Kanye West. And I'm listening to the beat and I'm like, that's Joey Badass. That's Waves. And so he was my inspiration to go and pull that off the shelf and give Waves a spin. And I listened to that whole mixtape. And love that song. Love Waves. Love 1999. Joey Badass. 1999. You should get down. And you should probably check out my man Delvin's kids' YouTube channel. Nothing wrong with that. Go show it some love. Is that everything? Let's see. Yeah, Birthday, Baja Blast, Sunny, Astrobot, New Sticks, Not To We're Lost, Book 5 in the Bible Verse, Black Air Force Ones, Euphoria, Black and Brown, Waves by Joey Badass. No, and I don't have any podcasts or anything like that there. So here's the deal. Because of the new service we use, there's basically it's the intro is going to be different. You're not going to hear me give you the whole rigmarole at the front of the show. But you the rigmarole here like I always do, but you got to be here to get it. It's not going to be at the front of the show no more. If this is your first time listening, you didn't know it was there to begin with. So who cares? So please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. That's over on YouTube, where hopefully you're watching it right now. That's over on Spotify, where you can give us 5 stars. That's on Apple Podcasts, where you can review the show and give us 5 stars. I would hope you do that. Please, in fact, do that. In fact, Apple Podcasts now has a web version, thus making it easier for you to try it out my throat. Making it easy for you to review and give us stars on the show. 5 stars, baby. Don't. If you think it's 3 stars or you think it's 4 stars, don't bother. I want them 5 stars, and I want them 5 stars because it helps the visibility of the show. I want you over on YouTube liking and subscribing. That's what's going down out here, people. Okay, I'm trying to spread the good word and make Skim larger than it ever has been. If you want to support the show financially and got a few bucks our way, consider joining us over on Patreon. Our members at the $5 tier get extra content each month and early access to new shows. Told you I just gave them out. I gave them a brand spanking new I tried Star Wars Oreo and Taco Bell Baja Blast Gelato. It's a good time to be had over there, y'all. I'm telling you. We also have merch over at tpublic.com/users tpublic.com/user/stays crunchy milk, all one word. And feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. Can't believe I did that from my mind. It's 216-264-6311. I'd certainly love to hear from you. Our missing men are, of course, the 216 zone Tatum 216. Lunchbox, the eBay Emperor. Lunchbox 2099. Consider giving them a follow on their socials and showing them some love in their absence. Box supposed to be back next week. I'm unsure about Anthony. When it happens, and I can do nothing more about that. Like I said, he just moved and is expecting a kid here we're getting to the point where any day now. So that's what's up with that. Okay. Show them love and bless up and good thoughts. You know what I'm saying? For everybody who joined me in the chat this night, thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? It's the first time I said we've done it live successfully, where it has actually fed out to the services it's supposed to, and I'm grateful for it. I'm glad to have done it. Don't think I'm ever going to do it by myself again. I don't mind it. It's not that I had a bad time. I'm just like, I don't know. You know, you let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed it or you think, hey, that worked, cool. If it worked, then I know that we kind of have it. We have something in the pocket for if people are out. It means I can probably do it on my own, and that's not bad at all. I am your host, the internet's Tayrell 713. Don't make me push you into traffic. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.